Hi everyone, Paul Finck here, the Maverick Millionaire, and this is Maverick Mondays. Wanted to talk about sowing the seeds of success. And I've got a little bit of a raspy voice because I've been talking nonstop for the last, 8, 9, 10 days. I just came back from the Marketers Cruise. What an incredible experience. This is my second year there, and the success that I had, the experience that I had, and everything that I was able to enjoy this week during this experience started 2 years ago. That's right. I started planning for the success that I created this week 2 years ago, and I wanted to come on here and talk about that briefly with all of you here and now. You see, most of us, it's the present moment. We get excited about what we're doing and we just look to create something immediately. And what I will tell you is the best successes happen over time. Happen over time to create the real life that you want. Here on Maverick Mondays, and everything that I train on is training people about how to create the life of your dreams by doing it different than the average folk, doing it different than most people experience life. And when I talk about most people, I do mean the majority of people. The majority of people out there, they tend to live in a very shallow world, in a very shallow lifestyle. And I talk about that not to be mean or to be derogatory towards what they do. It's just that most people just don't know. I talk about what the difference is, opening up the rule book, creating the awareness of life on what all the power and all the success and all the abundance that is available to everyone out there. And I've been building my life for so many years now, in building it up to be the life that I really love, the life I really wanted. And now I get the chance to go around the country and around the world and sharing it with people like you, sharing it with people that, sharing the message that you can have everything that you want, that you can have a great personal life and a great business life, that you can have abundance in money and be a contributor and a giver and a sharer with the world, that you can have both sides of the same coin. And at least that's the way that most of the world looks at it. It's either you get this or you get this. It's an either or world for most. And for me, it's an and world, that you can have it all, that it's all powerful and all accessible to you. And so sowing the seeds of success is one of the ways in which I find that you can accomplish that. You can do that. Sowing the seeds of success in everything you do by sowing the seeds early, planning in advance, really being patient with when your results show up and knowing that it's a process, not an event, that it's a journey that we're walking in and walking through, that we join arms, join hands and walk step by step, and knowing that our future is going to be better than our past, that we live in the present and we visualize and we work towards the greatness of our future. And so that's what I did. And this last week, we were experiencing the marketing cruise, and the Marketers Cruise is all about a community getting together and sharing information, sharing power, sharing abundance with each other, and sharing just really good laughs and a good time. And with all that, you got to plan ahead to really get the most out of it. And that's what I did. I planned in advance. Now, this is an event that, well, it sells out really quickly. And for anyone that's interested and wants to join me, I've got some access to it and would love for you to join the team that we are building and the community we're building. So reach out to me and let me know that you'd like more information. But I started planning years ago to get on the event 2 years ago. I mean, last year, I had the plan 2 years ago, had to plan that far in advance. And so I started sowing the seeds. planned in advance, got registered, got connected. Then what did I do? Then I started planning for how am I going to experience the event in its entirety? How am I going to really engage with people properly, effectively? How am I going to show up so that they can see the real me as quickly as possible and we can get into a relationship? And so that's what I started a year ago. Then this year I showed up with abundance and showed up with giving and sharing and being able to just be there for each and every person, and got accolades and got awards and got a whole lot of thank yous for doing so. And on a business level, yes, I'm going to create more. I'm going to accomplish more with business over the next year because of the connections, because of the giving, because of all that I did 2 years ago, last year, and now over the last week. So the sowing the seeds of success. Be ready to give, be ready to contribute, and be ready to plant the seed today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, for what your life is going to be, for what you can have 10 years from now. You sow the seed today. Some of the people that I was hanging out with, I met 10 years ago. I met these people, experienced them 10, 12, 15 years ago. And now we're together creating even more and creating an abundance together and building. One of the people I created my first book with, Mike Lewis, the book guy. Mike actually published my very first book over 10 years ago now, and the bestseller back then. And now I've created 11 bestsellers, all because I got started and started working with Mike way back when. It's amazing what'll happen when you get clear with what you want and just get moving. So I started sowing the seeds of being a publisher and an author over 10 years ago now. And now I have that abundance. There are some gentlemen on that cruise that I spent time with 12, 13, 15 years ago that taught me how to speak, taught me how to train my own ability, sharpen my axe in my sales, marketing, communication components. And now I'm have my own boot camps all around the world, and I'm able to speak, train, coach, share my message with people around the world and live abundance because of that. I'm now celebrating, we're going to be celebrating my 50th boot camp this summer. 50th boot camp that I've run. Now, I've run over 250 boot camps overall of other people's, but my own boot camp, we're turning 50 this summer. It's amazing to me. You want to hang out and spend some time with me at one of my boot camps, simply send me a message here and I'll be able to respond and get you set up, get you linked in with what we have going on with our boot camps. For all those that are entrepreneurs, small business owners that really want to create more in your life, you want abundance, you want to double your income, you want to create something amazing, yeah, come on, come hang out. We've got some great training, great tools, great systems, and a great community that can really help you do all that and more. So celebrating my events, celebrating my books, and celebrating the abundance. I get a chance to live the life of my dreams. What does that look like? My wife and I are now empty nesters. Yes, that's right. We've got 3 sets of twins, 6 children, and they're all now out of the house. Now, I love my children. They are one of my best testimonials because they're all powerhouses in their own right, really comfortable in their skin and creating lives of their own that they can be proud of. So now they're all out of the house. We've got 4 in college, 2 that, one in her PhD program and one that graduated with her master's and is now teaching mathematics in Philadelphia. Shout out to all of them. And so now my wife and I get to travel. We get to do what we want. We get to hang out. So for instance, over the next, let's see, somewhere around the next 4 weeks, we're going to be in Vegas twice and LA once, all over the next 4 weeks, having great experiences, hanging out partying a little bit and hanging out in Vegas several times. Doing one of my boot camps coming up at the end of February is my boot camp where we share with entrepreneurs on really how to grow their business in their life and create the life of their dreams. And really exciting, we're going to be out in some major galas and some connectivity out in LA. That'll be happening in just about a week and a half, 2 weeks now. And to celebrate the Oscars and hang out with all the celebrities and do all that hoopla and mayhem that happens in LA during Oscar time. So we're going to be a part of all that. I better believe you're going to see all the pictures from that. We're going to have a blast. Just heard I'm going to be hanging out with Demi Moore, someone that I've watched and admired for many, many decades now. So we're going to be out watching and hanging out with her during the Oscars and so many other people. And you're going to be hearing all about that over the next week or two. So this is our life. This is our lifestyle. And it didn't used to be this way. You know, way back when, 10, 20, 30 years ago, I wasn't this guy. I wasn't able to play full. I wasn't able to reach my fullest potential. I was living small and living less than I knew I could. And I learned the lessons. I learned the habits and experience to create all this. And it starts with some pre-planning. Sow your seeds. Absolutely get clear with what you want, where you want to go, what you want to accomplish, and set the pace now. Create a work ethic, connect with the people, reach out with the people, start the planning process all along the way, because that's how you create the life of tomorrow, is by sowing the seeds today. And it's a piece that I see people miss. And I want you to get that the immediate gratification is great. It feels good. However, it shortchanges your life. Be clear that what you do today will show up with passion and with abundance tomorrow. Sow the seed today. Plant the seed. Go reach out to the people that can create a new existence for you for a year from now, 2 years from now, a decade from now. Absolutely start writing that book that you plan on coming out with a year, 2, 3 years from now. Decide that you want to run an event, that you want to reach out and create a new company, whatever it is. Start the first step today. That's what we mean by sowing the seed. Start that first step today that'll create tomorrow's life. I know my youngest set of twins are now 18 years old, and I remember 18 years ago that was my wake-up call. I had 6 kids under 6 years old and knew I had to really step up my game to create abundance. And so I began that process. I began to sow the seeds that would create the life I now have 18 years ago. I encourage all of you to start planning ahead. Start planning for a long life, and what can you do today that'll show up tomorrow with abundance? What can you build on today? Maybe you started a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. What's the next step in your process? That's the key message. We're at the beginning of the year. We're already almost at the end of the first month of 12. Are you that much further along in your goals, your resolutions for your year? What do you want to accomplish in 2020? What do you want to accomplish for the next decade? Sow the seeds today to make that happen. I encourage all of you, this is your chance. It's your life. You only get one life. Live it fully. Live it with abundance. Create it for yourself. I've had a great time. Had a fabulous time. We were in the Caribbean this time on the cruise, and my wife and I celebrated and had a great time partying and laughing all week with close friends, old friends, and many new friends. I encourage all of you to figure out how to experience life fully, to experience life to its fullest extent, for you to reach your fullest potential. It's what we're talking about here. Sow the seeds for your future today. This is Paul Finck. I'm making this real quick because, well, I've been talking for the last 8, 9, 10 days, pretty much straight around the clock, and been encouraging and motivating and inspiring people for all this time, and just going to give it just a little bit rest today. So, quick message, however, highly important. Sow the seeds, create your future on purpose with intent. This is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire. Till next time, everyone. Take care now.